You're about to witness a first in television history. Behind me are two satellite vans. We've got Derek and Phil, myself and the most haunted crew. We are on the hunt for the ghost of Dick Turpin.
Good evening and welcome to Most Haunted Live at New Year. Thank you for joining us on this, the first of our 3 nights, as Most Haunted Live, as you heard from Yvette, traces the very steps of Dick Turpin. Now, it's going to be an amazing journey, a very challenging journey, a spectacular journey, and we're delighted that you're going to be part of it. Now, for regular viewers, you'll know that this is not an easy programme to put together, but this is probably the most complicated and most challenging programme that we've put together to date. Now, Dick Turpin was actually born in Hempstead in Essex. You can see it there in the map. His life also took in North London, going into Epping Forest, Hampstead Heath. And as you can see, the journey then leads us up the middle of England, through the Midlands, going past Milton Keynes, and then veering to the east, past Brough in Yorkshire, and ending in York itself. And of course, Dick Turpin was hanged in York. He was just 34 when he was hanged. It really is going to be an amazing 3 nights, but we really do need your help, because you will tell us along that route which locations you want the team to investigate. It's very different and it's very unusual. And what's more unusual is Yvette is not with me. The big question is, where is she? So let's find out. Yvette, where are you?
Thanks, David. Well, we're here in Hampstead, and this is going to be the most amazing first night of the 3, because we haven't a clue where you're going to send us. Of course, we've got Derek with us, and we've got Phil. Are you really looking forward to it? It's going to be great, isn't it?
I feel great. I am looking forward to it, really.
Do you think some stuff's going to happen tonight?
Absolutely, more than ever.
Oh, good.
Absolutely.
What about you, Phil?
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah?
Looking forward to it. We're ready to go.
Of course, you know, we can't do this without... We've got all the technical equipment with us. We've got 2 satellite vans. We are truly on the road. This is a first for me, and it's a first for the Most Haunted Live crew. But we need your help, as David said. We haven't a clue where we're going, so please, please don't send us anywhere really scary. David?
Thanks, Yvette. She really has no idea where you're going to send her. And of course, the Most Haunted Live regulars wouldn't be complete without Matthew Smith, parapsychologist from Liverpool Hope University. Good evening to you.
Very glad to be here.
Now, at Halloween, we left you in a state of somewhat scepticism.
Well, I think I still am very sceptical, but as ever, I'm willing to be convinced. Maybe my threshold of willing to be convinced is higher than most people's, but again, we're on a good story tonight, so fingers crossed.
And what might convince you over the 3 nights?
Well, I'm always interested to hear what people's different experiences, and if you get lots of experiences which are the same, that lends some kind of support to it. But, you know, really it'd be very nice if you capture something on video that ruled out the possibility of hoaxing or other explanations, but maybe I'm wishing for too much there.
Maybe, but we shall see. A great story over 3 nights. Thank you for being here, Matthew. And of course, the team wouldn't be complete without Richard Felix, historian, Most Haunted Live historian. But tonight he's also joined by Richard Jones, another historian, and also an expert on Dick Turpin. Now, Richard, you've kind of got a much bigger area this time. You've actually got a history headquarters. Why?
Well, I've got my own history hub. We've got 3 nights, and I can't take it all in myself. I've got a certain amount of knowledge, but I need help. I need help, certainly from Richard, who's an expert on Dick Turpin. And we've got books, we've got maps, calendars of prisoners, executions, artefacts, everything that we need to help us when Derek comes up with things tonight.
Because it's very important that historically we're as accurate as possible.
Yeah, that's especially me. I'm a seeker, and I want to prove these things beyond all doubt. And we've got all this stuff to help us tonight.
Well, let's ask the other Richard, an expert in Dick Turpin. Yvette, Derek and the rest of the team looking very cold and miserable on Hampstead Heath. Are they in the right place?
I don't envy them, but yes, they're very much in the right place. They're on the northern corridor of London, what's now the M25, inner section of the M25. And it was Dick Turpin's area. He worked Epping Forest, he worked Hampstead Heath, he worked Enfield Chase just beyond there, and all the way round to Barnes.
Are you excited about the next 3 nights?
Very much so, yes.
Great. Well, it's great to have you. Thank you very much. And also, we have some paranormal investigators who were stupid enough, may I say, to spend the night in many of the locations that we might visit over the next 3 nights. Let's talk, first of all, to Emma. You were crazy, if you don't mind me saying so.
Bit mad, I think.
Why did you do it?
Half of it's because I'm a huge Most Haunted fan. And also through work we're charity reps, so we're doing it for charity at the same time. So.
Okay, very credible. And what about you? You were also there. Was it a good experience?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I'm quite sceptical, but I went with an open mind and I enjoyed it. It was a good experience.
Well, we'll hear from both of you a little later on. Let's move over here to another well-known face, Marion Goodfellow, psychic artist. Yeah. Good evening to you. What is psychic art?
Basically, it's just allowing yourself to completely relax and just let your pencil flow over the paper. You know, my spirit guide actually comes in. I can't draw. So I rely on his energy and him to push the pencil.
And has anything happened so far today?
I've been sketching all afternoon.
Really?
And we've got some wonderful results, so we'll share them with the
So you feel that this very area, we're in York Racecourse, so you feel that this has a lot of spiritual energy?
Absolutely. Yes. As soon as I arrived, you know, I was greeted by spirit.
Moving on to Simon Peters, good evening to you. You're a medium.
Yes, absolutely.
You've been here all day.
I have.
What do you make of where we are?
It's a tremendous place. When you think of all the energies and the spirits of those people who lost their lives actually around this area due to hanging and those things, as we've been sat this afternoon, we've been picking up on all kinds of different energies that have been coming along, so hopefully this evening...
What would you say to sceptics who say you're making it up?
Well, at the end of the day, spirits are there. They come through to some people, and hopefully we shall be able to prove over these 3 days that spirits are there.
And you feel that this is a site of much activity?
I think this is a huge, huge site. I mean, just York itself is a huge, huge site for this kind of activity.
OK, we'll hear from you a little later on.
Richard Turpin was born in 1705 in Hempstead, Essex. He became a butcher's boy in London, but turned to a life of petty crime, stealing cattle and horses. He joined a notorious band of thieves called the Gregory Gang, a bloodthirsty mob that terrorised North London and Essex. Fearful of capture, the gang broke up and Turpin turned to a new partner, the legendary Tom King, whom he was to shoot dead during a failed robbery. It was Turpin's first murder. He was later cornered by a woodsman in a wooded hollow in Epping Forest. Turpin showed no mercy. He shot and killed the man to commit his second murder and became the most wanted man in England, with a reward for £100 on his head, dead or alive. Whilst on the run, he hid in Weathercock Lane, which is near modern-day Milton Keynes. His real-life journey, unlike the fictitious ride on Black Bess, took him to Brough in Yorkshire, where he changed his name to John Palmer. Turpin left his days of crime behind, but late in 1738, after a row, he shot his landlord's cockerel. The man known as Palmer was arrested and ended up in York Castle dungeons. Turpin wrote to his brother asking for help. Too mean to pay the postage, the letter was intercepted by Turpin's old schoolmaster, who raised the alarm. John Palmer was in fact the notorious Richard Turpin. Some 6 months after his original arrest, and wearing a specially made white suit, Turpin was paraded on a horse-drawn cart through the streets of York. Perhaps the legend of Dick Turpin, the romantic and colourful character who made women swoon and men privately envious, began on this trip to the gallows. In his bright suit, the highwayman had become the showman. His final scene hanged on the gallows on York's Knavesmire. His body was buried in St George's graveyard in quicklime to foil grave robbers. Where resides the spirit of Turpin? On Hampstead Heath, where his gang pounced on unsuspecting victims. In a nearby inn, where he spied on passing coaches. In Epping Forest, scene of one of his killings. Or is he in Weathercock Lane, Hempstead, where he was born? Or does he stalk the medieval streets of York? So stand and deliver as Most Haunted Live investigates through time, tracking down the ghost of the legendary Dick Turpin.
Already, faxes coming in. Let me just show you this one, which has been sent to us from Lou in Strathawen. Thank you. Now, Marion, I know that you have already seen this. I'm going to run over to you very quickly. What do you make of this?
Well, I think it's the woodcutter. I think it's the guy in the woods. It just immediately came to me.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel it. It's just a feeling.
Have you picked up anything like this or drawn anything like this?
No, nothing at all yet. But it just feels right.
Simon?
I've absolutely no clue. To be fair, absolutely no clue whatsoever at this time.
Well, let's see if someone can corroborate that. Let me leave you for the minute. It's about time the history boys did some work. So have a look at that. Have a look through your history books. See if you can give us a name or whether that ties in with Dick Turpin, the journey. Come on, Richard. I know you like a challenge. Right, let's go back to Matthew Smith. How many faxes do we need, Matthew, from people at home to convince you?
Well, I don't know. I think even if we had hundreds of thousands of faxes, what evidence are they necessarily can provide us with that's saying this is something paranormal?
Thank you for the moment. Now, Yvette, as you know, has been asked to go to Hampstead Heath, to investigate Hampstead Heath. It's cold, it's wet, and it's very scary in the middle of the night. What we'll do now is show you the history of Hampstead Heath, and then we'll join Yvette, Derek, and the rest of the team as they explore Hampstead Heath.
The heath at Hampstead was not always such a revered spot. In Turpin's time, Hampstead Heath was a dangerous place. Robbers would lie in wait behind trees for their victims. Turpin, spying from the nearby Spaniards Inn, could pick out the best-clad walkers or the slowest-moving coach, ripe for the picking. The darkness of the heath was a perfect hiding place and an ideal spot for a quick getaway for Turpin and his robbing friends. It is believed to be the ghost of Turpin who haunts the heath, or maybe the ghost of a fellow highwayman. What will we find?
I'm sorry. It's just the fact that so many people have seen things and heard things. I mean, recently, and so on a day-to-day basis. You're all right? You go in. Yep. It's very uneven. The thing is, it's so dark here. It's absolutely pitch black. I mean, look at that there. Oh, God. I mean, that's to say the only bit that makes you think actually you're attached to the real world is you can still hear the road there. But it doesn't make you feel any better knowing that if you looked up in the trees, you'd see somebody hanging. That's all right. Okay. This is horrible. I hate this. Where are we going? Should we go up here? Should we go up this way? Why is that moving on its own? Look at that. Oh no, I thought there was a twig that had just fallen off a branch. Should we go this way? This is just not nice.
You okay?
No, I'm not. I'm not happy at all about it. For crying out loud. There's been some bloody haunted woods, for Christ's sake. I hate bloody haunted woods. I hate graveyards and I hate haunted woods. It's bloody crap.
You're
Sorry.
going to end up a nervous wreck
I
by
am
the
a
time you
nervous
get any
wreck.
older.
Where the hell are we going? We stay close.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
I can't
Don't go
see
any further
anything.
down there because you'll end up on your backside. It's a bit steep.
Right, okay. Can you see? Because I can't see anything. I can't see anything. We're going further. Oh, Christ.
Stop it.
Stay!
Yvette, stop. All right?
I'm sorry.
You scare the life out of me every time you do that, and it's not funny anymore.
All right, okay. I'm sorry. I'm just really bloody nervous. Don't lose your temper with me, for God's sake.
You need it.
No, I don't. Just, you know when you're just nervous about things? I can't see. What if we see something? I'd shit myself.
You do that without seeing anything.
I know. I don't know where we're going.
What's
We're
that
going
tree?
I can't hear the road anymore.
Watch that down there. It's quite steep down there, guys. Don't go any further backwards.
Can you imagine if you go further and further? Can you imagine being in here on your own? Oh my God. Look at it. It's so dark in there.
I wouldn't come down here on my own, to be honest with you.
Wouldn't you?
No.
Right, okay. Well, should we ask for Derek to come in? Because I'm sure he must be able to pick something up in here.
Well, it'd be interesting to see if we can pick John Everett up.
Yeah, that would be good. Because that's not widely known at all, is it?
No.
Right, okay. Let's get Derek in. Well, I've got to send somebody off to go and get Derek. Can you go and get Derek? Can you go and get Derek? Okay. God, did you see where she's going? She's out there.
Okay, well, let's leave Yvette and Phil there on Hampstead as they investigate a little further. Matthew, just tell me, it's often the case, isn't it, when you're alone or when you're with one other person, you're walking through a wood or a wooded environment, you really do feel as though someone's with you.
Again, yeah, I don't find it at all surprising that Yvette there, particularly in these circumstances, is going to feel really, really scared. And you're in a place where you're told it's supposed to be haunted. It's very, very dark, it's a horrible place, it's wet, you're either with one or two other people. Of course you're going to feel as though there's a presence there, or there's something out there you can't see.
But why do we feel as though there's a presence? Is it that our senses are heightened because we're frightened?
And I think also there's a sense of an unknown there. There's a whole environment around you. You just can't see. You can't see probably 10 yards ahead of you. So there could well be something or somebody in those bushes, and you can't see it. So it's probably it makes sense to kind of feel as though you could well be getting watched.
And is that learnt behaviour, or is that innate? Are we born with that?
Well, I suppose
sense?
it's what might be called an adaptive behaviour. It's a useful behaviour, a useful way of responding in that kind of environment. If you feel as though you may well be getting preyed upon by something, then you want to feel as though you can be prepared for it. So again, that's probably why people will be more predisposed to feeling as though something might be out there watching you, even if there's nothing there at all. There's plenty of opportunity for it to happen. So again, not surprising that, especially someone like Yvette is probably feeling quite scared.
And have you ever been in a wood where you feel it's scary?
Yes, I mean, again, if I was in that situation, I'm sure I would be very scared as well. So it doesn't surprise me at all.
Well, let's go back to them in Hampstead Heath now and have a look where they've got to.
What was that? Was that you? Please tell me that was you.
No.
It was you, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't me.
Oh, Derek, sorry, I'm really nervous. I hate woods. I hate, especially when you know that they're really haunted. Now, a lot of people have seen things here and felt things.
Yes. Now, as I've just come into this area now, I'm really, really strongly impressed with residual energy, and it takes my mind into like scene, and that scene is unpleasant to me. In as much as saying that I feel as if right alongside my energies here, alongside us all, is this wretched feeling of a female, a woman, who it's like as if she makes me out of breath, because it's as if she's, you know, cursing out into the atmosphere, saying, why did you do this to me? Why did you put me into this position? And I feel as if the hopelessness, as if going back in her thoughts, and as if she's out here in the wilderness, and she's in a sitting at one moment position, and then a lying back position, and as if she's, you know, this sounds absolutely terrible, but I feel as if this young lady was carrying a baby.
And she was she killed here? Did she end her life here?
She ended her life out here in this atmosphere, and with the babe child as well. So I feel this was a baby boy.
Oh.
And I feel it was like at the birth of the time. I'm just trying to link in with a little bit. But you see, although she lost her life here, she's cursing from here in her thoughts to the building, to this inn. An inn.
Right.
And, you know, her memories going back in there. She belonged in there.
So who brought her out here then? You able to tell us?
I feel as if she was thrust out, right. As if, you know, she was thrown out in some way. Get out, get out.
A disgrace thing, sort of.
I feel there's got to be a connection with the babe, right. The child. And she lost her life here, out in this wilderness, you know.
How did she lose her life?
I feel she, actually, with the cold, and, you know, maybe hypothermia.
Oh.
She wasn't murdered, but I feel the babe child, I feel like, I know it sounds terrible, this, but at the birth of the child, maybe, you know, birthing the child,
right.
And the weather out in the, you know, the atmosphere. And I'm also now, at the back of me, I'm getting this, like, not ridicule, but it's like as if ridicule from a male in tossing, pushing her out, get out, get out. And, you know, I feel she was used, this lady, as an instrument of pleasure.
Oh.
In this building. And I feel as if, in cahoots with this, she trusted a man. She trusted this man. And when the babe child was, you know, talked about and what have you, get out.
Who is this man? Sorry, Beth.
Yeah.
I feel this man belongs again to this inn. And I'm just asking Sam a little bit about this. He was in position of authority.
Right.
He was in charge.
So he ran the place, basically.
Yes, maybe I don't know. What would they classify him? Innkeeper?
Yeah, landlord.
Landlord, yeah.
So was this woman? So was she a prostitute or something like that?
I feel he used to. People that used to come to his establishment, he used to push this female forward. She's light hair. I'm getting the impressions of her now. Light haired. Chunky, chubby face.
Right.
I wouldn't say unusual nose, but a very distinctive, like, button nose.
Do you have a name for her?
Can you give me the name, Sam? Could you give me that? It's Mary.
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 Right.
Right. And I feel that Mary, it was like as if she was pushed forward for the pleasure of people, and I feel this is how this babe child has come about. And when it became evident that this child, you know, her pregnancy, he's just literally thrown her out like a beast.
What about his name? Sorry, Phil.
Okay. Oh, there's someone else coming into this energy now, and this is active. Come on, Sam. Right, okay. Now, he's not connected. He's not connected to Mary, but he would have known Mary, this one. And he's on a big... he's used to coming here, outside, on his horse. Is he a highwayman? He is a highwayman. He was a highwayman. John. J-O-H-N. John. John, he comes here.
Does he have a surname, Derek?
Can you give me the surname, please, Sam? Yes. He actually comes here. He's not residual energy. He comes across this forest area. I'm not sure if it's Evans. Evans. John, I can't quite make that out, Sam. I don't want to, you know, give it clearly. Right. Maybe it'll come a little bit later.
Well, I'll tell you
but
what.
he comes here.
And he's active.
He's active.
Right, and Mary isn't active, but...
Mary is not active, but she comes here in visitation.
Right.
And it's like this wailing, as if she can't forgive this soul for putting her and the babe child.
So this part of Hampstead Heath is active?
Yes, absolutely.
Right, okay. Well, should we make our way back?
Yeah, okay.
And maybe we can, I don't know, pick on something else. It's back to you, David, in the hub, and we'll make our way back and try and get a bit dry.
Well, thanks very much indeed, Yvette. Let me just go quickly to the history, boys. A lot came out in that on Hampstead Heath. We heard Mary, John, the highwayman. What does that make sense?
Yes, of course it does. I mean, somebody may well have taken a baby out and murdered it. There were a lot of unwanted babies at that time. You do it in the woods. John, we don't have a highwayman called John. We have a Jack Shepherd.
Oh, hang on.
We've got one. We have. In fact, you can take your pick, actually. We've got the Gregory gang. You have John Field, John Fuller, John Pateman, John Crute, John Costa, John Jones. And, of course, they were all members of the Gregory gang. But as far as highwaymen go, Matthew King, with whom Turpin later rode, his brother, who was also a highwayman, was John King.
Now, did Derek, was it my ears, but I thought I heard Derek give us a bit of a surname. Something.
He gave Evans, wasn't it?
Evans or Ev something. Any record at all?
Not here, but one thing to make, that should be point made, is they all operated often under aliases, so he might be picking on an alias, but you've got your pick of Johns here.
OK, so far you're quite impressed?
Yes.
Matthew Smith, impressed?
Not at all impressed, no. As we've seen there, I mean, a handful of Johns it could have been.
Oh, come on.
It sounds, and John's an extremely common name, so, you know, just guessing, really. The surname doesn't actually match up with any, so doesn't impress me one bit, I'm afraid.
I don't know what it's going to be like in this upstairs bedroom, but let's go in. I'm not looking... God, it's instantly cold as soon as you walk into this room. I'm going to shut the door behind me. Oh God, I hate coming into places on my own like this. There we go, I can shut it now. Oh. It's when you know what's happened in these places that completely freaks you out. This place you can't see, but it's pitch black in here. And when you've heard these stories about people being in bed and strangled, or it's not nice. Anyway, this is the room. There's the bed there. And all around, as you probably hear, I'm quite nervous being on my own in this room. It is very, very cold in here, very, very cold. The temperature, I'm not kidding you, and I'm wearing a thick coat, is just dropped. I'm not kidding you, straight away. It's freezing. Now normally, what we like to do is we come into these rooms and we sit down for a little while. I'm going to sit on the famous bed. God, I hope nothing happens. Well, of course, we all want things to happen, and I'm waffling because I'm nervous. OK, I'm sitting on the bed. OK. Now then, normally when we've just walked around, a lot of dust is created from our movement, from our clothing, from our fibres, and people often mistake these for orbs. And this is the great thing about infrared cameras, because we'll turn the camera around now, and it just looks like daylight to everybody, but sometimes if you pan the camera around, you can see just little balls of light sometimes that, for the most part, are in fact dust. And if you can see anything, you have to have a close look at these things sometimes, because, as I say, they could be insects, they could be dust, they could be anything. But this is the room. It is getting colder in here. I am not making this up. It is getting colder. The temperature is dropping. It's a horrible room. There's a horrible feel to it. I have no idea why. I'm going to lie down on the bed, because this is where people have actually felt, God, felt things happen to them. And, okay, we're just lying here. I just wondered, it's always really good to sort of spend some time on your own in these places, but of course it's always better after a while to call in a medium, Derek, and of course Phil Wyman, so it'd be interesting to see what they pick up. So if anybody can hear me outside, maybe now would be a good time for them to come in. So if you can hear me, if Derek and Phil can come in, maybe slowly, so not to disrupt too much of the air current, so we get dust and stuff. I can hear the door going out. That is them. Is that you?
Lois.
Oh, thank God for that. You all right?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, fine. It's cold in here.
Mm-hmm. As soon as you walk in, you notice it's cold.
Yeah, straight away. Yeah. So, I've just been sitting on the bed, because of course that's where a lot of activity has happened.
Yes.
And do you pick... What the hell is... Jesus.
Yes. There's a man here, Ivy.
Oh, God.
There's a man's spirit, he's here. I felt him
Why is
outside,
that
he's here. What's your name?
The electromagnetic...
Francis!
It's going off, it's going off, it's going off,
Yes.
it's going off. The EMF's going off.
His name's Francis.
Francis what?
And he's saying that we don't belong here. Just go, just go. And yet, with him, I don't feel... He's got, like, an accent. He's,
What's it reading?
He's
Can you
Spanish.
get the torch out?
He's Spanish.
He's Spanish?
He's Spanish, this man. And he's saying, get out. Go
It's not
now.
gone, is there?
Go.
It's gone now.
Yeah.
It's gone! Did you hear that? Straight away.
And the energy's just... Francis who, Sam? Francis who?
It's gone. Sorry, Derek.
Okay.
That is made to me. That is interesting. Did you hear it? It went off. The EMF went off. And for no reason whatsoever, it's just gone. Completely gone.
Yeah.
So Francis is in here now.
Francis Polero. It sounds like Polero.
Polero.
What was he, Sam?
There you go. Back
Wait,
again.
Yeah. He walks here, does he? He's active at times. In this room especially. Okay. So, yeah, you're trailing his energy there, Phil.
But it's in the middle. This is what gets me. It's in the middle of the room. And you're at such a height. There's nothing below, nothing. Is there, Phil?
There's nothing around. And this has got a meter reading of about a metre, 3 feet.
It's still going on. Keep scanning.
Yes. Yes. What was he, Sam?
Oh, it's
He was
around,
an innkeeper.
it's around Derek.
Yes.
You've
he
not
was
got
an-
anything electrical on you, you don't?
No.
Right, okay.
No, just this sort of thing. Yeah, he is around me, isn't he? Francis Polero, and he's an innkeeper. He still feels and belongs that he is an innkeeper, and he comes into this area a lot and maybe causes a lot of, I don't know, not so much problems, but noises and what have you. He's talking. Thank you, Sam. He's actually talked, because he is active. He's talked about him running this place, and it's still his. So he's still thinking in those days, and he's getting all,
Wow.
you know,
Whoa, keep it
hyped
still,
up
keep
here.
it still. Keep it still. What is
Yeah.
that noise?
That sounds like some water pipes, to be honest.
Yes.
No, listen. Oh, come on.
It's here.
Oh, come on, listen to that.
Yeah.
I've got to
Right
express
there.
my concerns actually about it, because it's that irregular. It could be some kind of electrical field. But
where? But where?
some kind of appliance.
Oh, come on, there's nothing below it. There's
I
nothing.
don't have to say it, because if I don't, people will say, no,
Yeah.
hang on a minute, because it's on a regular
But
time.
look at that, though.
Yeah, but if it goes off again in a couple of seconds and then comes back on again, we're going to have to sort of take that into account, aren't we? You know what I mean?
They're trying to talk to me in my ear, and I couldn't hear what you're saying. Oh, what is it? Anything round the bed?
His energy is in this room, Evie. His energy is... He's come into this room, We heard him a little bit outside before coming in, because the meter went off and Phil said...
Phil, round the bed.
And myself.
Because that's where a lot of activity has happened.
There is a lot of activity
moves.
on the bed.
Is there? Can you hear it?
No,
If I lie down on it?
No, there's nothing there. What I'm purely saying is I have to give you
Oh,
the other option. You
there
see,
you are.
It's come back again.
But why is it coming back? It wasn't there before.
I know, but this is 3 times it's gone off now, and it seems to be on a timed interval, you know what I mean? Which,
Well, keep
to me,
it still.
I'll keep it still, but we have to explore every option, don't we, so...
Okay.
Now, if we're in here long enough, and it goes off again, and it comes back on, we have to take it into account, because it's, like I say, it's a regular thing, which is, to me, electrical.
Right, okay, I understand. It's getting all excited. Well, it could be. But is his energy still here then, Derek?
I felt his energies out in the hallway, and then as we come in together, it started right away.
There you go.
Dead?
It's dead again.
Oh, he's setting it off. He really is.
You think
he's
he is?
coming in, and his energy building, and coming close to us to draw our energy. That's why we're getting this.
Like I say, I have to mention every option, don't I, really?
Yeah,
properly.
So if he's coming in and coming out, can you not sort of close your eyes and try and sort of get in contact with him now?
Yes.
Okay, so if we're quiet.
There you go. Now, I heard a click at the same time as that came on then.
Yeah. Look, honestly, there's activity here. This meter's going through the roof because of the activity. And this individual spirit person, this Francis, is trying his best to draw attention. He is with us.
Can you try and contact him, Derek? Try and
yes.
get a voice link.
I feel with this soul, he's taken me in mindset alone. And I feel it's like, I go to a period of time of 1700 and something.
Right.
And it's like as if this was his place, I might be wrong on those dating, but he's also now putting into my mind. He's putting into my mind here. Why he's doing that, I don't know. It goes back again. I'm going back to another layer, and I'm going back into, I feel, 1500 and something now. Earlier again.
Right.
And I feel as if this here is not the way it was. As it's an inn, his energies, he's thinking back, and it's all lavish, and it seems to be a beautiful building, and inside all lavish seating, and I feel people of grand nature came into this building, and it seems as if we have a grand person, a person who stood.
Can you connect with him? Can you connect with him?
There's an
now?
ambassador.
Huh?
An ambassador. His energies also come to this site and foundations, and it's like as if in fear, before the fear came, he used to bring people of high esteem to this lavish home, and he would dine them.
I want you to connect with this guy. I want you to try and connect with him.
Okay.
Try just see, because you're picking up a lot, so just try and get a voice link with this man.
I know it's Francis Solero. It sounds like Solero, and he, in actual fact, is more wanting to be more noticed than any other spirit person in this building. He gives me, someone fled, you see, someone fled from here, and I feel it was was it the ambassador? Was it the ambassador? The ambassador fled, or he went off, and this person.
Why did he go off?
I don't know. I feel people were after him for something. They were after it. And there was a plot. There was a plot.
Can you get a voice link?
I'm trying my best, Ivy. I really am. I'm trying. Oh, gosh.
Do you think this is the best place for you to try and get a voice link with him, or do you think there's somewhere else in the inn that you would like to...
I feel there possibly could be somewhere else in the inn where he'd find it easier. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dick Turpin has not showed himself or has been in this atmosphere tonight, to my knowledge.
Do you think he's actually connected spiritually with this place?
I feel he has had some connection, but I don't feel the strength of connection with the building with this man.
Right. How do you fancy...
I feel another highwayman, most definitely. Most definitely.
How do you fancy now, just the three of us, sitting down and maybe trying a little séance?
Yeah, why not?
Do you want to try that now?
Yes,
and maybe you could pick up the voice link of the person. So should we just sit... Where's a good place, guys? Carl, where's a good place for us to sit down so you can get a good good shot of everybody.
Well, if you sit here...
Yeah.
Then you'll get round.
Yeah. You come round this way. I can kneel on the floor here, actually. Okay, Sally, do you want to come and join in, or any member?
Too scared.
Sally, you're too scared. Sally, our floor manager's too scared. Oh, come on, Sal. Come on. Oh, good girl. Come on, we need more the merrier, actually. Okay. Okay. Do you want to put your hand and hold on to Phil?
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. What the hell was that?
That was me.
Okay, thank you.
You okay?
All right.
Right.
Okay. So do you want to lead it, Derek?
Yes.
Okay.
We sit in your atmosphere. We understand and respect your own privacy. However, on this moment in time, I do know, we all know collectively as a team in this investigation that you've tried very hard to draw attention to yourselves. We ask at this moment in time, in your free will, if you wish to or desire to give us...
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there somebody behind us?
Yes.
No, there isn't. There's no one behind us.
Well, who made that noise?
There was a noise.
Carl, there was a noise here.
Something being rattled or something.
By the side here.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh my God.
What's the matter?
Oh, who did that?
Who is it?
Oh, yes, look at the plants.
Oh, look, Carl.
Can you see this?
Phil, hang on a sec. Let Carl get a shot of it.
Yeah.
That was the noise.
See all that?
No way. Can I get in? I think it looks like it's dried flowers. I heard that. Did anybody hear
I heard it, yeah.
It sounded to me like... Did anybody else hear it?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you pick anything up, Derek? Come on in, come on. What you've got is dried flowers. So somebody has run past here and pushed the dried flowers off, but there's nobody here. Hello? Hello? Derek, are you picking anything up?
Okay. Now this... Oh,
Hello?
yes.
Hello? Oh, I'm pooing my pants. Speaking of which, there's a loo.
It's back in here, you know.
It's back in here.
Go on in. Shall we go in?
That's weird. What do you reckon to that, Phil?
It is strange because I heard it, but I was waiting for confirmation of somebody else hearing
But
it.
it's like someone went whoosh past it. It was really, really quick.
Yeah.
It was like somebody had just gone whoosh.
I thought somebody had knocked a Christmas tree over with the decorations on, like tinsel and stuff, but...
I got a visualisation, a mental visualisation, not a what we call physical, of a lady, okay? Not the young lady, a lady, okay, who was very slim, not very tall, in this like dark bluey grey long gown, and it's like as if she just, you know, how can I put it, at speed has come through here, and she has not all evening shown herself or, you know, give any mental energies out that she's here, but she's here.
Can you try and get a voice link with her?
I will.
Try and see if she can come forward.
I feel what we've got to do with this is, because it's been placed, you know, to the forefront in my mind, that we go to a stairwell.
Stairwell?
The stairwell.
Well, okay.
And it seems to be having us bobbing and weaving, but I feel that's her energy that's done this.
That's weird. That's really quite... That's not nice. Ugh. But that's weird as we were... Yeah. Apparently, I'm just listening in my ear, apparently there was an orb that went right across us, but we'd have to see that back. I'd like Matthew Smith to have a look at it as well, please. And see what he can make of it. Okay, we're back in this room, but I don't know where a stairwell is.
Stairwell is... Where is the main stairwell? Outside there, outside that
door.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, we'll keep figuring out what's going on and maybe try and find the stairwell as soon as we can. If we go back to you, David.
Welcome back to Most Haunted Live. Listen to them, they're crazy. Day 2 of our Most Haunted Live at New Year. 3 days, 8 hours of paranormal programming just for you.
It is a brave man or woman who would not fear the darkness that creeps through Epping Forest, its secluded silence muffling even the loudest screams. The forest was once used by highwaymen to escape the clutches of the law. Here in Loughton Camp, just minutes from the house where it is believed he tortured an old woman for her gold sovereigns, is the hideout of Dick Turpin. Could he be responsible for the cackling laughter, low murmuring hums, and the sense of being followed as you meander through this dense woodland? But in our search for the resting place of Dick Turpin, which other lost spirits will we encounter along the way here in Epping Forest?
OK, well, let's throw straight over to Yvette, who is deep in Epping Forest.
Oh, God, this is bloody awful. I don't know where I'm going to. I could cry. Oh. I've got to watch this log. OK, oh, my God. Oh, my God. Is there a ditch there? I don't know. I can't see anything. Now, this is supposed to be where Dick Turpin and his friend hung out, and they murdered a gamekeeper. And lots of people have again seen... Oh, God! I really don't like this at all. This is just too freaky for words, because you can't actually see... Ah! What was that?
It was over there.
Where?
In front of you.
Oh. Okay, come out wherever you are. Please don't let there be somebody in here. If you're a ghost, that's okay. I can't see anything. If you could only see, well, you can't see. God, it's absolutely pitch black. Oh, I'm terrified. If I see anything now, I am just going to run. Okay, I need to get Derek in. If anybody can see my torch light, Derek, can you come over? Just follow the torch light. Hurry up, for God's sake. Oh.
You okay?
No.
Hey.
This is horrible. Can you,
Yes. It's emanating, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, it's emanating. The energies, okay. Residual, all right, it's just like throwing it out here at me, but mixed with the residuals is like just a recent energy, spiritual energy, coming from a number of people here that have been in this area. Maybe just moved before we come here. Okay, now I know for a fact, okay, there are two horses that come here. These two horses they come to a full stop. The two men get off the horses and they seem to go together. They go together, and it seems like as if they want to be... The only way I can describe it, I'm covered up. As if I'm taking their position, and they're sitting, and they just, it's like as if they're concealed, they don't want to be seen. And they're waiting, they're looking, they can see from where they are. It's like being in a lair, and they can see far and wide people coming from the area. That is definitely, again, it comes back. Yes, it's Turpin and King. Turpin and King, Ivy.
Right, Turpin and King.
Turpin and King. Turpin and...
King. So they're here, and they visit here?
Yes, this is their place. This is their area, or the area in which they're acquainted. This is where this area comes to... Well, I seem to be covered up, but I'm not covered up. Why? I don't know. It's like as if... it's like as if I want to take you and step you and me into like a covering, like a cave or something.
Should we go... This is... I keep hearing things,
Yeah,
but I know
who's
it's
that?
a... What?
Who's that?
What?
There's another one.
Oh, my God!
That's him over there. It's him over there. There. There's a spirit man. There he is. There he is. Did you see him? Right. Who are you? Who are you? He was there, by the tree. By the tree. He's showing himself.
There's a person in this bloody
Yes. There is. Who is he, Sam? Who is he? Who is he? He hates Turpin.
Why am I going
He hates
first?
Turpin.
You go first,
Yeah,
David.
okay. Who are you? He's another Tom. He's saying Tom. Thomas. Thomas who? Thomas who? Morris. Thomas Morris.
Thomas Morris.
Yes. He hates Dick Turpin. He hates Turpin. He hates him.
Shall we just stand still?
Oh, go on, Thomas Morris. He killed him. Did he kill him? He's using these words. He killed me. He killed me.
Where's Phil? Phil! Come from behind there. What the hell was that?
I don't know.
What the hell?
I was behind.
Did you not hear that?
No.
Right.
Oh, God.
Go on.
Did Sally? Sally?
So strong.
Did you not hear that?
I heard that.
What did it sound to you?
I don't know.
Are you all right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was just weird.
It was a really massive crack.
Yeah.
Like, I know there could be animals here.
Oh, no.
But you never know. I just can't believe that was to me, and it was like a bit of a movement through the torchlight.
Maybe it was a response because we're talking, and he stepped out because we were talking about Turpin.
Is the spirit still with Derek? That he said he's here. Is he still here?
He's in this area. His energy's here. His energy, and I feel he comes into this area, and I feel, in some way, he's lost his life. He's lost his life. Through that. How did this go? He was shot. Thank you, Sam. He was shot. What? He wanted what? He wanted what, Sam? I can't understand that. Who wanted? Morris wanted. Yeah? He thought he'd get that what? Say it again. 200. He thought he'd get that 200 for Turpin. He didn't collect it.
We're on the right trail then.
Yes.
Turpin shot. So we're on the right trail. We're here, and you're saying his spirit is actually here.
Yes, he comes
Dick
here.
Turpin's is. What the hell was that?
We've got Turpin and King here, and we've got Morris at times.
No, hang on a minute. There was a footstep over there. I swear to God, I heard.
Well, that was the area
like
in which he was showing himself. Like this here. Oh, wow.
Can you not? Can you try? I mean, can you try and sort of draw the?
Yes, I can.
And see if you can get a voice link or something.
Okay. Oh, there's another one coming. Okay. Mary. Turpin's waiting for Mary. Mary who? Mary what? Mary. How to... Millington. She comes down. She's counting on her. The reward was never... No, he didn't collect the reward. He didn't get me. Did not get me! I'm free! I'm away! Ha! Yoo-hoo! No! You did not get me! Morris!
Are you all right, Derek? Derek, for God's sake, are you all right? You all right?
Yeah. Okay.
Come back, stand back. You're going to hurt yourself.
The branches.
You just shouted out that you did not get me. What are you picking up on?
That was the energy of Turpin.
Was it?
That was the energy of this man, Dick Turpin. He screamed the moment that he realised, he knew that Morris didn't get him. And off he went. Whoa, his energies are so thick and fast and steady in these areas. So thick and fast. Whoa.
You all right?
Yeah, just...
I think we'll hand back to David here. We're all a little bit freaked out, even the crew. David, Derek's come out with some information there. I don't know whether Richard and everybody to do with history can verify any of these facts.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Yvette. Okay, well, let's... what about these facts that we heard? Obviously, Turpin... King, who's King?
Tom King, that's wrong. Robert King.
Matthew King.
Matthew King, Robert King.
There's
Matthew King was the assistant of Dick Turpin, or the gentleman highwayman who Dick Turpin teamed up
So
with.
they were partners in crime?
Partners in crime, and in the cave, well, there's one of 3 caves in Epping Forest claiming to be Turpin's cave, but certainly they hid out in a cave. And Turpin's wife, Derek said Mary Millington, but in fact Turpin's wife was Betty Millington. She used to bring them food and victuals to the cave.
Millington's right.
Millington's right, that's definitely right. Thomas Morris was the servant of the keeper of Epping Forest, who found Turpin's cave and then attempted to apprehend Turpin, and then was shot dead by him, which then sent Turpin on the run, which brought him to York.
And how accessible are these facts?
Fairly accessible. It was interesting that the name Mary Millington as Turpin's wife has been around since the 19th century in the chapbooks. So certainly you could argue it was accessible from that, and that it's picking up on an oral tradition.
I've got something's happening. I've got to go back to Yvette.
Okay, stand by.
Can you hear me? We are completely lost. We've got some members of the crew completely freaking out. We don't know what's going on. Some things have just touched one member of the crew. Ross, oh, Ross, calm down, Ross! You all right? We are completely lost. We're a small crew of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of us, and we are lost. We can't find the sat van, so we don't know where we're going, and we're just lost. I hope we don't lose any connection. I don't know if you can still hear me, but I hope we don't lose connection, or our cameras go down, or our torches, or we lose batteries, because we really, really will be well and truly you-know-whatted.
I can also tell you that when we were researching this, we sent a crew down into Epping Forest. They also got lost, and we had to send a ranger to get them. And Epping Forest is notorious for people getting lost.
Hello? Hello? Is there a ranger? Yes, 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 we're here! God, are we so pleased to see you? Oh, thank God, the ranger.
Ranger service to the rescue.
How did you know who we're here?
Yes, so people have been phoning about you being on the telly,
Yeah.
and I got a phone call to say that you were lost on telly.
Does this happen a lot?
Quite often,
Yeah.
but not quite as strange as this.
Well, I tell you what, we have heard some strange stuff going on here, and we thought, you know, that maybe there was somebody messing about. We've heard footsteps, movement, things being thrown at us. It's not been nice at all. It's not been nice at all.
All sorts of funny things go on
I
in
know,
here, I tell you.
I know. Well, we'll make our way back, David, slowly but surely with the help of Keith.
Do you know your way?
One second. The audience at
No,
home,
go on.
the audience at home at 53% has voted to send you into the forest again.
Eh? They want us to go back into the forest again.
He wants us to go back in.
Are you serious? Stay here.
I'm really sorry, yeah.
Oh, come on, guys, this isn't funny.
One last time. They want you to explore deeper into the forest. They're so impressed by Derek and what he's uncovered, and it's riveting. It's riveting to watch.
Yeah, it may be riveting for you, but it's not riveting for us, is it? Yeah, the ranger's here, Keith. If we've got... Keith, will you stay with us?
I can stay for a while.
You can stay for a while?
Yeah.
Okay, have you got good batteries in your torch?
Take one out.
If what?